My name's Rachel Creeger and I'm the only Orthodox Jewish comedian on the UK comedy circuit. And I'm hoping one day to be the oldest Jewish comedian on the UK comedy circuit, beating my late great friend Lynn Ruth Miller, who died aged 87 on my 49th birthday. Lynn Ruth started her comedy career at the age of 70. Before that, she'd worked in sales, in journalism and in education. And she believed that comedy couldn't be taught, so she enrolled in a comedy course to prove her point. And then her life changed, forever. My journey into comedy began as a young child when we'd visit my grandparents on Sabbaths and Jewish holidays. After meals, the women would go into the kitchen and wash up and make tea, and all the men would gather in the living room and almost competitively old Jewish joke at each other. I wanted to be in there where the laughs were and where the rhythm of that comedy connected us with our cultural identity. Lynn Ruth was like a walking encyclopedia of those old Jewish jokes, and she loved to share them with the family she created out of her friends and her fans. She was fearless in her comedy, exploring it through stand-up, burlesque and even stripping. She wanted to shock people out of their complacency about what they thought was appropriate for an old woman to do or to say. Cancel culture. She'd have had no truck with that. She'd have said to me, "You can say anything if you're old and you're cute." She kicked out against ageism, sexism and homophobia, and she always believed that she had something to offer. One time at the Edinburgh Fringe, I was introduced as a Jewish comedian and the front row booed. I wouldn't have cared, but they hadn't even heard any of my material yet. They were just booing me because of my Jewishness. And when I told Lynn Ruth about it, she said to me, "You take it and you use it. Because if you can find the funny, you control the narrative." So I did. And I've told that story all over the world about the time where the audience booed me, but they still had to listen to me talking about Hanukkah for 8 minutes, which was a miracle because I only had enough material for 1 minute. I once bumped into Lynn Ruth here at the Phoenix Arts Club, and she was looking a bit sad and stressed. And when I asked her what the matter was, she said that her fridge and freezer were empty and it was making her really anxious. What would she do if someone came round unexpectedly? But knowing her as I did, and also sharing that drive to make sure that I can feed anybody, I challenged her and I said, "Lynn Ruth, tell me exactly what's in your fridge and freezer." And sure enough, she had plenty to feed anybody because in fact, it wasn't empty, it was just Jewish empty. Lynn Ruth was still planning future gigs up until the time she died. And at the last Edinburgh Fringe, I felt like I could see her coming around every corner, pulling her shopping trolley on wheels, or sitting amongst the crowd, smiling and laughing with pleasure as the audience just roar with approval. And I really missed her.
She said, "Let's make a rainbow." And he said, "Yeah." Chorus. Oh my God, it's such a thrill. No more no trust, yes we will. We can do most anything when we do it all together. Together. Let's paint the walls with...
Oh, let's paint the walls with sunshine.
With sunshine.
Fill the place with flowers.
Daisies,
daffodils,
tulips,
roses. I love roses.
What about the furniture?
Oh shit, I forgot.